There's something you can say, just one sentence, that can pierce through the noise of modern attraction, stir the deepest part of a woman's soul, and make her feel truly seen. It's not a pickup line, it's not sweet talk, it's an ancient invocation, whispered by philosophers and kings, long forgotten by most, but unforgettable to those who hear it. Before we go any further, answer this in the comments. What does it mean to be truly irresistible? Your truth might just awaken someone else's. And while you're here, take a moment to like this video, not just for the algorithm, but to help others who are searching for real wisdom in a world drowning in surface-level noise. Your support makes ancient truth rise again. Now imagine this: a man walks into a room. He doesn't brag, he doesn't beg for attention, but every woman in that room feels his presence, not because of his looks or charm, but because of what he says and how he says it. What if I told you the most irresistible thing a man can say has nothing to do with seduction and everything to do with stoic mastery? That it has the power to melt defenses, break emotional barriers, and create instant connection, not by manipulation, but through truth. In this video, I will reveal a phrase rooted in ancient Stoicism, one that when spoken with awareness cannot be resisted. We'll journey through time, uncovering how Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus didn't just teach men how to endure life, but how to embody such clarity and presence that no one could ignore them. But this isn't just philosophy. This is a weapon, and by the end of this video, you will know how to wield it. Are you ready to remember what your ancestors knew? Are you ready to speak with a voice that echoes beyond words? Then stay with me. What comes next changes everything. Long before dating apps, romantic scripts, or social dynamics, there was the Logos, the ancient Stoic concept of divine reason, the ordering principle behind the universe. To the Stoics, aligning yourself with the Logos meant becoming a vessel of truth, clarity, and unshakable presence. And that, they believed, made a man not only wise, but irresistibly magnetic. In the halls of ancient Athens and on the windswept cliffs of Rome, Stoic philosophers didn't chase affection, they cultivated virtue. They believed that a man should speak not to impress, but to reveal, to unveil the truth of who he is. Because in a world obsessed with appearances, truth is the rarest, most seductive force of all. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote as if speaking to eternity, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." That line wasn't just philosophical, it's spiritual, it's a command, and it teaches us something powerful about attraction. A man who is rather than seeks to be, draws others without effort. You see, attraction in the ancient world wasn't transactional, it was transformative. When a woman met a man of virtue, someone in alignment with truth and purpose, she felt it not in her mind, but in her soul. There were no games, no tricks, just presence, just truth. But this understanding has been buried beneath centuries of superficiality. Somewhere along the line, we forgot that the deepest desire of the feminine is not for dominance, but for depth. And the man who possesses that depth, who speaks from the wellspring of self-mastery, is the one who awakens something sacred in a woman. The phrase we're leading to today, the one that no woman can resist, is not powerful because it's clever. It's powerful because it's real. And it was spoken in many forms by Stoic masters whose words still echo through marble ruins and ancient scrolls. These were men who faced death, exile, betrayal, and yet remained unmoved. They spoke not from fear, but from clarity, and that clarity, that divine stillness, is the essence of attraction. But to truly understand the weight of this phrase, we must first strip away everything false. We must walk through the fire of understanding, into the heart of Stoic wisdom, and out the other side. So stay close. The hidden key is coming, and once you hear it, you'll never speak the same way again. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. A woman sits across from a man. The room is quiet. He looks at her, not with hunger, not with desperation, but with stillness. The kind of stillness that comes from a man who knows exactly who he is. And then he says it. One simple sentence. I don't need you, but I choose you. And in that moment, everything shifts. Her breath stills, her guard drops, because she's just heard something almost no one dares to say. Something fearless, something sovereign, something real. This right here is the essence of Stoic attraction. You see, in a world where most people are trying to get something, approval, attention, affection, the man who needs nothing becomes godlike. Why? Because he cannot be manipulated. He does not chase. He offers. The Stoics knew that the highest power is self-mastery. Epictetus taught, only the educated are free. And what is a truly educated man, in the Stoic sense? It is one who is free from the chains of desire, not emotionless, but governed by his own values rather than external rewards. When a man says, I don't need you, but I choose you, he communicates something deeper than confidence. He speaks from a foundation of inner abundance. He is not trying to complete himself through her. He is sharing his completeness. That is rare. That is magnetic. Because true desire isn't about lack. It's about presence. Most men today don't understand this. They think being irresistible means being impressive. But the Stoics saw things differently. They believed that the man who does not flinch in the face of rejection, the man who speaks his truth without attachment to the outcome, is the one who holds real power. This kind of man is calm in chaos. He's not controlled by lust, by fear, by the need to perform. He doesn't speak to win her. He speaks to reveal himself. And in doing so, he becomes the very thing the feminine longs for, a grounded force she can trust. Not because he says the right words, but because every word he speaks is rooted in inner truth. Let that sink in. I don't need you, but I choose you. It's not just a phrase. It's a philosophy, a reflection of a man who walks in alignment with his purpose, who is full within himself and yet open to connection. That is Stoicism. That is power. That is the kind of energy that no woman, no matter how guarded, can truly resist. But why? Why does this touch something so deep in the feminine psyche? To answer that, we must go deeper, into the realm of paradox, ancient longing, and the sacred interplay between masculine sovereignty and feminine surrender. And what we find there will shift not only how you speak, but who you are. There is a hidden truth woven into the feminine soul, an ancient longing not for the perfect man, but for the present one, not for dominance, but for depth, not for promises, but for presence. The moment a man says, I don't need you, but I choose you, something sacred awakens, because it echoes a deeper truth, one that the feminine has always craved to hear. You are not needed to complete me, but you are seen, felt, and welcomed into my world. This phrase dissolves the illusions of ownership, codependence, and control. It speaks to a love that is free, a connection not born from scarcity, but from abundance. And that, ironically, is what makes it so irresistible. In ancient Stoic terms, this is apatheia, not apathy, but the serene calm of a soul untouched by chaos. The Stoics didn't preach detachment in the way modern minds interpret it. They taught inner freedom, a state where you can feel fully, love deeply, and yet remain unbroken if it vanishes. This is what most men fear, loving without control. But the Stoics embraced it. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." Brave enough to spec his heart, brave enough to walk away if needed, brave enough to love without clinging. Now imagine again that woman sitting across from you. She's heard every smooth line. She's seen 1,000 masks. But when she hears this, your truth spoken with no strings attached, it disarms her. Not because you played a game, but because you didn't. Because you showed her that your love is a gift, not a grasp, a flame, not a leash. This is where modern dating dies and ancient connection is reborn. You're not chasing her, you're inviting her. You're not pleasing her, you are present with her. You do not need her, you are already whole, and this wholeness is magnetic. There's a paradox here. The less you need to be chosen, the more you are, because women are not drawn to desperation, they are drawn to direction, to depth, to the man who walks his path, whether she walks beside him or not. This is not arrogance, it's alignment. A man aligned with his truth is the most attractive force on earth. And when he speaks from that place, every word becomes a doorway to something deeper. The phrase you now hold is a key, but a key means nothing if the door behind it leads nowhere. So now we ask, how do you become the kind of man who speaks this truth? Not just once, but with every breath, every glance, every presence. Because saying the words isn't enough. You must become the man who means them. And in the next part of this journey, we will carve that man from the stone. Not through fantasy, but through practice. It's time to walk the path. Becoming the kind of man who can look someone in the eye and say, "I don't need you, but I choose you," requires more than confidence. It demands inner alchemy. It means transmuting need into presence, turning desire into discernment, and channeling your energy inward before ever offering it outward. So how do you do that? Begin with silence. Every morning before the noise of the world creeps in, sit in stillness, breathe, listen, ask yourself, not what you want from others, but what you are building within. This is not meditation for escape. It's communion with the eternal. It's the ancient Stoic practice of retreating into the self, as Marcus Aurelius did, to reconnect with your inner citadel. Next, practice voluntary detachment. Not to become cold, but to become clear. Choose one thing each day to release. A distraction, a comfort, a compulsion. The goal is not to deny yourself, but to remind your nervous system, I am in control, not my cravings. From there, you must speak truth. First to yourself, then to the world. Stand in front of a mirror and say the words, I am already whole. Not to convince yourself, but to confront yourself. Look into your own eyes and ask, what would it take for me to believe this fully? When you speak with women, shift your frame. Most men listen to respond. You must listen to feel. Most men speak to impress. You must speak to reveal. Let your words be echoes of your soul, not performances. Women sense this. The feminine is a tuning fork for energetic truth. Then test the phrase, not to manipulate, but to anchor your practice. The next time you're with someone you're drawn to, drop all pretense. Look at her. Let go of the outcome. And when the moment feels right, speak the truth. I don't need you, but I choose you. Say it not as a line, but as a declaration. Let it rise from a place of deep centeredness, not strategy. If you truly mean it, it will land. If you don't, it will falter. Because this phrase is not magic in itself, it's an amplifier of what you are. To live as a Stoic lover is to love without possession, to desire without dependence, to open your heart without losing your spine. There will be tests. You will feel pulled by lust, distracted by fantasy, tempted by validation. But each of these is a training ground. Each is an invitation to return to your center, to the place within you that is unmoved, undivided, unshakable. And if you fall, good. The Stoics never promised perfection, only the path. Get up, reflect, refine, begin again. In time, you will notice something subtle but undeniable. Women will respond differently. Some will be intrigued. Others may feel unsettled. But the ones who are ready, truly ready, will lean in, because they will feel that you are not looking for someone to complete you. You're inviting someone to meet you in your wholeness, and that is rare. So build the rituals, sit with silence, speak with truth, and walk this earth not as someone trying to be chosen, but as someone already chosen by life itself. When you live this way, the phrase becomes more than words. It becomes who you are. Now let it echo within you one last time. I don't need you, but I choose you. This is not just a phrase to speak. It is a way of being, a creed, a vow whispered through the ages by Stoic men who walked through fire with calm eyes and unshakable hearts. Men who had nothing to prove, only truth to embody. Because in the end, the most irresistible man is not the loudest in the room or the most praised. He is the one who stands in quiet alignment with something far deeper than charm, purpose. He walks with integrity, speaks with clarity, and acts from stillness. His presence doesn't beg, it beckons. It doesn't shout, it summons. And when he chooses, it is not from emptiness, but from overflow. This is the paradox of attraction that the Stoics understood. When you no longer seek power, you become powerful. When you no longer seek love to fill a void, you radiate a love that draws others like gravity. And so the question returns to you. Can you live as the man who says these words and means them? Can you build a life so aligned, so rich in inner wealth, that any love you offer becomes a gift, not a grasp? If you can, then you will no longer chase, because what is real will find you. Not because you need it, but because you called it forth with your being. Let that settle. Let it burn. Let it awaken something ancient in your blood. And now I ask you, not for me, but for those who need this truth. Like this video, share it. Let it ripple. There are men out there, silent, searching, unsure, who need to hear these words. Be the reason they remember what it means to walk with depth. And if this spoke to you, leave a comment, write it, claim it. I don't need you, but I choose you. Let the world know you've begun. Until next time, walk as if your ancestors are watching, because they are.